Have you ever realized that McDonald's isn't just a place you dash into for a quick Big Mac, but actually a full-fledged global cultural icon? And that McDonald's has, in fact, helped reshape the way humans eat, interact, and even perceive modernity itself. If you've always thought McDonald's was just fast food, go ahead and comment "That's what I thought too." Because you're about to hear a story that very few people actually tell. And if you've ever traveled abroad, spotted a McDonald's, and suddenly felt oddly reassured, then comment "So true." Rehook, but wait, this isn't just a story about burgers. Behind that golden M logo is an entire evolution, one that changed consumer culture, daily habits, and yes, even politics. Now imagine this, you're living in the United States during the 1950s. It's the post-war era, the economy is bouncing back, and people are leaning toward speed, convenience, and modernization. And then something appears, something incredibly American, McDonald's, a fast food restaurant where everything is designed to save as much time as possible. McDonald's wasn't the first burger joint, but it was the first to standardize everything like a well-oiled factory line. Burgers made the exact same way, packaging printed with the logo, uniformed staff, ultra-fast service, everything felt like a scientific approach to street food. Why does that matter? Because this model was then copied and replicated across the globe. Fast food became a symbol of progress, efficiency, and Americanization. McDonald's became a kind of unofficial cultural ambassador of the United States. And here's one of those weird food facts, this global chain, while selling burgers and fries, was also exporting a way of life, fast, standardized, and unmistakably American. Did you know? When McDonald's opened its first restaurant in the former Soviet Union, in 1990, Moscow, people waited in line all day just to experience the American dream through fries and a burger. They weren't just buying food, they were tasting a whole new lifestyle, modern, open, and wildly different from what they had ever known. Have you ever eaten McDonald's in another country? Did it feel oddly familiar, but also kinda different? Share your experience in the comments, I'd really love to hear it. And this is just the beginning. In the next part, I'll tell you about the McDonald's theory in global politics, how this chain helped redefine the idea of globalization, and the darker sides hidden behind that shiny golden wrapper. If you think McDonald's is just a chain of fast food restaurants, then you're about to rethink everything. Because back in the 1990s, international researchers actually proposed a concept that sounds strange, but is totally real, the Golden Arches theory of conflict prevention. Sounds a little ridiculous, right? But in truth, they discovered that no two countries that both have a McDonald's have ever gone to war with each other. In other words, when a country has a McDonald's, it likely means it's already integrated into the global trade system, has a middle class wealthy enough to buy fast food, and such countries just don't tend to fight wars. Sounds silly but also kinda convincing, doesn't it? If this theory made you both laugh and think, drop a comment saying, "Burger style peace." And that's not all. McDonald's has also taught the world how to standardize culture, from how to order food, how to greet customers, to how to present a meal. An American walking into a McDonald's in Japan, France, or Egypt will feel a strangely comforting sense of familiarity. And that is exactly the power of global brand recognition. And here comes another one of those weird food facts. McDonald's was one of the first food brands to look and feel exactly the same on 5 continents. That kind of brand trust? It's not just marketing, it's cultural engineering. But this is also where things get complicated. People began to ask, is McDonald's serving culture, or is it slowly homogenizing the world? Some cities protested McDonald's, believing it diluted their local identity. In certain places, McDonald's restaurants were even vandalized, as a symbolic act of resistance against Western cultural dominance. One of the clearest examples. Italy, a country famous for its rich culinary tradition. When McDonald's opened a location in Florence, near the iconic Duomo Square, protests erupted. Locals weren't just rejecting fast food, they felt like McDonald's was invading the soul of Italian culture. What's your take? Is McDonald's a global icon, or a cultural invader? Drop your honest opinion in the comments. I'd truly love to hear your perspective. But then again, McDonald's played it smart. They started localizing, meaning, they customized their menu to suit each country. In India, you won't find beef, but you will find vegetarian burgers. In Japan, they have shrimp and fish patties. In Vietnam, they once served McPork. They're not just selling food, they're learning how to live inside local cultures. That's a genius move. Maintain a global standard, but be flexible enough to blend into local life. And in doing so, McDonald's isn't just a food brand, it becomes a mirror of modern society and cultural adaptation. Have you ever tried a localized McDonald's item in another country? Did it taste kind of weird, but also kind of cute? Share your experience. Someone halfway across the world might have tried the same item too. There's something fascinating that many people don't realize. McDonald's doesn't just sell food, they sell memories. For so many people, especially those from the 80s and 90s generation, McDonald's is tied to their earliest memories, those first birthday parties, the very first Happy Meal, and that tiny toy inside that felt as precious as winning the lottery. That feeling of sitting on a red plastic chair, looking at Ronald McDonald smiling from the wall, for a child, that was pure heaven. McDonald's understands this deeply. They don't just serve food, they design experiences. And it's an experience that, once you grow up, you can still find, from New York to Tokyo, from Saigon to Paris. And sometimes, when you feel lost in a strange city, stepping into a McDonald's brings an oddly comforting familiarity. Like, I'm still in a world I recognize. Have you ever traveled far, suddenly stumbled upon a McDonald's, and felt like you just rediscovered a piece of your childhood? If so, comment a box of memories. I promise, you're not alone. Sure, McDonald's has flaws. From health concerns to marketing to children, to concerns over cultural uniformity. But through the lens of social commentary, it stands as a weird food facts case study in how a burger joint became a storytelling machine. It reflects modern society, fast, convenient, universal. But it also proves that the brands that last aren't the ones that just sell well, they're the ones that know how to tell a story, adapt, and feel human. And perhaps, that's why McDonald's has lasted nearly 80 years, not just as a fast food empire, but as a chapter in pop culture history. Because in a world constantly in motion, people still need a place where they can walk in and think, okay, things are still okay. If you feel like McDonald's isn't just fast food, but also fast memory, a kind of pre-packaged moment in time, comment that actually makes sense. Thank you for listening all the way through. I know 8 to 9 minutes in your day is valuable. But if this made you smile, recall a memory, or fall a little more in love with cultural history, I'm genuinely grateful. And if you enjoy stories like this, ones that seem simple but stick with you, don't forget to follow or subscribe. I've got many more weird food facts to share that'll make you see your everyday world in a totally new light.